A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Inside the Scoundrel's Lounge Cantina on Nal Hutta, the air is thick with smoke from various alien patrons' pipes and the scent of exotic, often dubious beverages. The light is low, casting long shadows that dance across the rough-hewn walls adorned with trophies from past bounty hunts and faded propaganda posters. The floor is a patchwork of metal plates, stained with spills and scorch marks from the occasional blaster fight. The clientele here is a motley crew of smugglers, bounty hunters, lowlifes, and members of the Hutt clan, each nursing their drink while keeping one hand close to their weapon. It is here where former captain Shelby Brahmhuda sulks, nursing her final drink, she thinks. Nah, maybe she'll have another. What's one more? She has grown depressed over the loss of her ship. Never mind the fact that she's lost her crew, but they're probably in a better place anyway.
What am I going to do?
She says as she chugs the rest of her drink. Oh, the Hutt clan will never give her another ship. Maybe she could be a freelancer? Maybe, just maybe, she can get her revenge. But how is she going to do that? And at that point, her holopad goes off.
Ugh, who's calling me now? Better not be that Zero again. He's nothing but trouble.
Shelby activates her device, and suddenly a projection appears before her. She is shocked. She can't believe it's him. She hasn't seen him since, well, since the wedding night.
Well, I'll be my overflowing fluid sac, Obsidian. It's been a long time. Why are you calling little old me? It's probably not appropriate for you to be speaking to me in public, though you may have heard. I'm a single girl now.
Obsidian lets the silence do his talking. Moments later, he uploads a bit of data, and Shelby looks at it, curious. What could this be?
Oh, you have a job for me. Interesting. But you may not have heard the bad news, but I may be punished by the Heart Cartel any moment now. I'm sorry, Obsidian, but I can't.
And then she looks at the data, and she realizes this is her answer. It's full information on the whereabouts of the Squonk Crew, where they're located, and more information on each member of the crew.
Now this is interesting. Well, Obsidian, you've made my day, handsome. I'll repay you later. Jedha, huh? I like Jedha. I heard it's beautiful there. It'll be even more beautiful when I enact my revenge. Thanks, handsome.
Obsidian ends the transmission, and Shelby, with a big smile on her face and snout, orders another cup of wine. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of For Light and Dice. We're going to kick things off by returning to our friends Zero, Lysander, and Koreal on the Squonk. They are on their way to Jedha, and actually, I believe at this point, they're about to reach it. But let's see what happens when they do. Do y'all do anything else before you end up in Jedha?
Probably just general maintenance on the ship. Just making sure everything is working.
Yeah, how is the ship?
checking on the path engine, making sure it's not like going to explode.
How is Wynn's lava lamp?
Yeah, very important. Checking on the lava lamp.
Yeah, though the ship did get dinged a bit in the fight. Nothing's been massively damaged, and Wynn's lava lamp is fine.
Cool. I think Zero does in a small act of penance for fucking off with the ship, will polish it every day. Will polish the lava lamp every day.
I thought you were gonna be polishing the ship, and I was like, we're in space.
No, the lava lamp.
Oh my. Okay. So after some time, the ship signals that it is about to drop out of hyperspace with a loud beeping sound that rings through all of the ship. Who is going to pilot?
I can.
I have decent piloting too, so we're just co-piloting.
Yeah. You
Yeah, I
guys
have
co-pilot.
2 in
Zero will
piloting.
watch.
I have what's your piloting?
2.
I have a +6.
Okay, then yeah, let's let Lysander. Lysander can pilot us in, and I'll talk to my X order to see where to go.
So Lysander in pilot seat, Koreal in co-pilot seat.
Dropping out of hyperspace, you can see that you have come into a place where there is a moon that looks to be arid, orbiting a pale sun. Even from this high above, you can see that the planet itself has vast rolling deserts, massive jagged mountain ranges, and extreme canyons. There are many ships coming and going through the system, including several Republic long beams that are actually leaving the system as you enter. No one contacts the ship at all when you arrive.
I will send a quoted message to one of the to the cloister, essentially just asking where to go. Where do you want us to park?
You're sent a message of specific instructions on where to land, which will be just outside within the temple.
Perfect. I will give Lysander these coordinates.
So we're looking at Jedha and all the deserts. I mean, I've never really been to any deserts, but look at all that sand.
I know, it's awful. I can't imagine being. I would hate to be a mechanic here. Sand is awful for machines. It's coarse, rough, gritty. It gets everywhere. It's awful.
You guys are making me less sure about this plan.
We will get you extra oil and possibly a new paint job, depending on how much scouring.
Will that
occurs.
keep sand from out? Will that keep the sand out of me?
No, but it will keep you lubricated enough where the sand doesn't matter until we can clean you out.
Okay. We should keep 1 and 2 on the ship. I don't want them.
I heavily concur with statements.
Should we perhaps bring one of them to communicate with the other one?
Considering that they're little thieves, and this is a very historical city we're going to, I'm very afraid they're going to steal historical artifacts.
That's
Again.
That's fair. Hey, 1 and 2?
Yeah.
How about you do a thorough inventory of everything you stole and then power down inside your locker?
Okay.
Cool.
On the communicator, Orcus says, "What about me?"
Oh, right, you're here.
Yeah. You will be with us in the cloister. Please do not embarrass us.
I won't.
Hey, Squonk, just open the airlock door on this side. I think it'll be funny. He'll probably just like fall.
Squonk says that will depressurize his chamber and he will fall out and probably die.
Oh, I mean, once we land.
As you wish.
Cool.
All right, Lysander, make me a pilot check.
Okay.
Can I help out with this?
You can. So, Lysander, you'll have advantage.
Okay. Well, that dice fell away, so goodbye to that dice wherever.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, I was like wherever that fell. Okay, so one of them was a 9, and the other one was a nat 20 again, so that's a 26.
Yeah, so Lysander, you zoom through the atmosphere. The sky turns a deep, clear blue, and you approach Jedha City. There are towering stone structures that cluster around each other, built upon this massive stone mesa. Large stone walls wrap around the outside, obscuring the surface street areas. You do fly over large, and I mean large, statues of ancient Jedi Knights. The statues themselves are about the size of skyscrapers on Coruscant. When you get closer, that you notice that most of the streets are obscured completely by shadow, just because there's so many structures that are built so tall. The sun has a difficult time of penetrating there. Despite the darkness, though, you can see that vendors line the streets with colorful stalls. Children are playing everywhere, and it's just a bustle of activity. Most of the buildings are made of stone and are very ancient, but one building in particular sticks out like a sore thumb, made entirely out of smooth durasteel. It takes the shape of a large tree with massive branches poking out at the top, but instead of leaves poking out on the sides, there are geometric shapes that slowly move. The landing pads are located approximately at the top of one of these branches that you're able to set down upon. And you have no problem landing. As soon as you land, you are immediately greeted by two A1 battle droids that do not have their weapons out. They just very calmly and slowly walk out to greet you.
Does the Squonk unlock the door to make Orcus fall down?
He does. So the Squonk opens the doors just before you land. There's still enough pressure difference where Orcus is completely surprised by this, and he slips and plummets out of the ship. He lands very hard on the top of the landing, and you can hear like a horrible crack sound, and Orcus screaming, "Oh, my back!"
I meant open it on the inside of the ship. I thought it would be funny. I was just trying to do a bit for Gaz, even though she's not here. I feel like I owe her, well...
Vessel, I have been studying the concepts of comedy, and I thought this would be funnier.
I think it was funny, Squonk.
Thank you.
This is just gonna go swimmingly. Oh,
Lysander...
Keep studying. I'm interested to see your Tight 5.
Lysander looking out like the viewport, just like, man, I wish Wynn was here. He'd really enjoy this.
Do you say that out loud, or was that just a
yeah,
thought?
no, out loud.
Wynn will be here. Those two knew that we were going to be here, and, you know, given that we weren't at the rendezvous point, I'm sure they're smart enough to figure it out.
That's kind of what I thought.
Over.
That was the sort of idea of going this way.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they're headed this way, but we haven't heard from them.
Can you, do a force about it?
Unfortunately, no.
I do not believe so at the moment.
Can the order
Unfortunately.
that we're Can these other Force folks?
Possibly. We will ask.
Cool. All right.
Now let's debark before Orcus loses all of his blood.
All right.
Yeah.
I will go outside and check on Orcus. Can I?
I will follow and prepare my
when you go
pack.
when you go down the ramp, the two battle droids are there, and one of them says, "Oh, greetings! Is your friend okay?"
We're gonna check on him actually.
Yeah,
right now.
can we just check on him real quick? Well, and we'll talk to you guys after, but we want to make sure he's okay.
No problem. Roger, Roger.
Thanks. They seem nice.
I love their steak sauce.
Zero will run over and tech cast a Kolto pack as they sort of I think maybe like a little spray comes out from their finger of a little Kolto tincture or whatnot. And so he gets 3 plus 4. 7 points of health back.
Orcus appreciates this, and he kind of slowly gets up, holding his lower back a little bit, and he says, "I don't get paid enough for this bullshit."
Yeah, sorry, the ship's very old.
You're getting paid?
Yeah, eventually, hopefully, I can convince you to sell the Squonk.
No.
You can keep trying, though.
Hey, why are we here?
We are all will be revealed in time. Thank you for meeting us out here. Can we please talk to what was the signal mother's name?
Soto Genma.
Soto Genma. Can we please talk to Soto Genma, signal mother Soto Genma now?
Yeah, she's been expecting you.
Fantastic.
They take you over to a lift that's just off of the platform, and as soon as you all get on, they lower the platform downward. It kind of seems to move along the beside of the branch, and so as the branch begins to flatten out, so does the platform, and just kind of rolls along until it eventually moves inside the actual structure. When you get inside, most of the walls are metallic, but there is amazing and beautiful geometric artwork and statues everywhere. There are people walking up and down every single hallway, most of them dressed as pilgrims with simple white, black, or bright red colors. And they seem to notice you all and smile and nod, but keep walking. They don't stop to talk to you at all. The droids take you to a outer balcony that's very close to the top of this palace, and the droids stop and say, "The signal mother is waiting for you there, Koreal. The rest of you can come with us to the cafeteria."
Oh.
What, we can't go with her?
That's correct.
Why?
It's fine.
The signal mother requested a private audience with Korea.
Oh,
I'm sure I just have to eat a little Kelvin crow pie, as it were.
what is that? Is it good?
No, it is a term that means consequences.
Oh, I feel
yes.
like it would be easier just to say consequences.
That you are correct. Yes, it would be. It is less syllables, but sometimes you want to the
Oh, what was that?
language, as it were. Make it fancier. as
Okay,
it were.
I'll try zhuzhing things up more.
Just let them go. Come on, Zero.
Yes, please zhuzh us to the cafeteria.
Follow us, please.
Oh yeah. Also, I'd like to think Lysander's still wearing the little crown too.
Yeah, the droids will lead you further into the palace, and Koreal, you're alone in the hall. The doorway out to the balcony is large and open, and even from where you're standing, you can see a gorgeous view over the majesty that is Jeddah. Sharp mountains and canyons can be seen in the distance. When the wind blows, waves of sand seems to move across the earth.
I will go out onto the balcony.
A woman stands with her back to you. She has a elaborate geometric hat that is about a foot tall, with all kinds of strange geometric symbols hanging off of the sides. Her robes are pure white with red lining on the outside. Um, as you approach, she slowly turns, her eyebrow raises, and she says, "Korea, you're late."
I apologize, Signal Mother. I was, we were delayed owing to the current hyperspace issues, as it were.
That is strange. If the readings were correct, you arrived upon a path engine.
Well, yes, but there was also there was a chunk of time where I and another force sensitive individuals were within a vision and could not act, as it were, in reality.
You speak of the young boy Lysander?
Yes, and the larger one as well.
A larger one.
What is Orcus again?
I never named a species.
Okay. His name is Orcus. I will upload a mental image of Orcus into the cloister's cloud to show
Amazing.
the Signal Mother.
He is not known to us.
Yes, it is a fascinating new variable in the algorithm.
Analytics suggest he is Nihil.
Yes.
You're consorting with Nihil now?
No. We don't know what to do with him, but I believe I can get more information out of him at the moment. May prove useful later.
So why have you come here, Koreal? You are in exile.
Well, yes, but I wanted to try to mend what I can, as well as possibly I believe we have need of a certain ritual regarding the ship that we came on. It is the ship mind is quite dangerous, as it were.
She pulls out a data pad that's flat in her hand, and she hits a button, and there's a holographic image of the Squonk. And you can see like energy beams and lights moving through it, implying that it's being scanned. And she says, "It's fascinating.
Yes,
The ship itself is unimpressive, but the processor is unlike anything I've ever seen."
I know. Which is why I was. It's I'm in the exact same boat. It is fascinating, and it wants to go home, um, which I believe will provide a lot of good information.
But if we complete the ritual as you request, it will not be able to remember how to get home.
We already have the navigational systems, navigational track towards. But I will say that my current traveling group. I believe we might have changed our mind on the ritual. Um, right now, we are still waiting for 2 others to arrive. We were unfortunately separated.
Hmm. I believe that you still need a key. You may know the directions to the door. And tampering with the processor could prevent you from reaching your goals. We have a particular interest in this destination.
I, I was. I am not terribly surprised by that.
More of this technology could be found there.
Yes. And I am willing to share it with the order.
We would be willing to do the ritual after you reach the destination and find out what is there.
That is acceptable. Until then, until we leave for there, I would ask that we stay under the roof of this temple, if you would allow that.
She hits a different button, and you see a holographic image of Zero and Lysander being walked forward by the droids, and she says, "I have a particular concern.
Yes.
Algorithms are suggesting that this Lysander is strong in the ways of the dark side of the Force."
Yes. That is my conclusion as well. I am going to be, while we are here, attempting to correct that, move him towards the constructive and away from the destructive, as it were.
How is that possible? You don't belong to any order or any formal teachings.
Well, uh, through the Force, all things are possible. So jot that down. Um, um, I do not believe that the Order of Sightful Tech would be right for him, but I believe there are others, other philosophies that would align with his beliefs, that would put him on a better path than what he is now, and I'm seeking to teach him that. Seeking to give him that.
Who is their master?
Did you say who's?
Who is
Sorry,
who is Lysander's master?
no one at the moment. I believe that is the issue.
Undisciplined.
Yes.
Can you make a persuasion roll?
Yeah. Oh God. 19, 16 plus 3.
I will allow them to stay,
Thank you.
but if there is a singular breach of our rules, there will be a sacrifice.
All right. Please define sacrifice.
They'll be asked to leave.
Oh.
And we will report them to the Jedi Order.
Oh, well, okay.
The Jedi
That's
have too much influence in Jeddah City, unfortunately, but we must
Hmm.
abide by the rules for now.
That is good to know. All right. I, I must say I'm terribly impressed by this wonderful temple you have here, Signal Mother. The cloister I am from is not nearly as impressive.
The financial donations that we have received from our benefactors have allowed us to make significant improvements. And
Benefactors.
Indeed.
Can I look through the cloud to see if there's any information? If there's like a, I'm looking on the website for the our sponsors list, and um,
Yeah, sure. You find names of like a lot of research facilities, different scientific communities and whatnot. And then of course there's a list that is not allowed to be viewed.
hmm. um, I- do I get the sense that it's not allowed to be viewed due to the fact that I'm not in the order, or like it
Probably.
would be okay? Um, I'm going to attempt to use my old passcodes. My old.
Make a technology roll if you're going to try to do that.
That is a 19.
You're able to unlock a list very briefly, and then it's denied to you. The Signal Mother shakes her head and just says, Korea, you're not a member of this order anymore.
Yes, I apologize. I am old habits. I'm. It is nice to have access to a cloud again. I've sort of forgotten how nice it feels to have all that information just one thought away, as it were.
You've made your choice, Korea.
Yes, and I would like to. I am on the path of possible, hopeful repentance for it.
There is a path that we can take,
Oh,
a path that you are already taking, or your friends are.
go on.
The galaxy has become stagnant. It's saturated in false ideology. Just look at Jedha City. It has so much potential, so much beauty, and yet old traditions restrain us, prevent evolution.
Go on.
Our algorithms have made many predictions and assessments. Several have already come true. This hyperspace disaster has played a pivotal role in our predictions. Unfortunately, chaos is going to sweep across the galaxy. But sometimes things must be unmade to be remade again.
Certainly.
The Jedi Order have been preventing us in advancing our research. They do not agree with our ways of cold reason, logic, and science. They do not see the beauty of the Great Epiphany. They cling to a false notion of light and dark in the Force. They see our ways as cold and uninspiring, when the opposite is true. Their time has come.
I mean, I agree that they probably have way too much political power, but I don't believe necessarily the idea is to get rid of them all.
Not all of them. And it will not be done by our hand. We are merely observers in the great conflict that is to come. Your friends, on the other hand, they've played a pivotal role in the conflict.
Yes, as I've recently discovered.
And your association with them is no coincidence.
I do not believe in those.
No. But the question becomes, what are you going to do?
I am going to do whatever the algorithm decides. the grand algorithm specifically.
I'm sure all will be revealed soon enough.
Of course. Out of curiosity, you said that I had a brief instance of access to the sponsors list. Did I
Yeah.
get any names? Like,
Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
yep. And I'm going to use my 2 brains to get my advantage on that.
I really thought you were going to say I'm going to use my 2 brain cells.
each one is just a single cell. Okay, so that is a 6 and a 19. So 19 plus 6, 25.
A name does stick out to you. The name Asgar Rowe, and it's noted that that is the father of Marcion Rowe.
Did we get the name Marcion?
I'm pretty sure Orcus has name dropped Marcion. So.
Yeah, Orcus has name dropped him.
Okay. This is all great. This is all great. It's great. Everything's fine. Schism time.
Koreal's just
is there
faced
anything...
Martin Luther.
I would argue Koreal's more of a space Catholic because he belongs to a much more traditional sect of the Order of Saint Voltaire. They still sell indulgences. That's a theology joke for all of you. Is there anything else you need from me at the moment, Signal Mother? Otherwise, I will rejoin my group and let them know.
You have no idea where your companions are?
The other 2?
Yes.
No, I do not. We have tried to contact them. If at all possible, I would like to use the signal relay here to attempt...
When the sandstorm has passed, you have my permission.
Fantastic, thank you. But they do know this was the goal, so they should be on their way.
Then we will await their arrival.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
May the force be with you, as they say.
And also with you?
Yes.
May the algorithm guide you.
She gives you a card that's basically an access card that lets you get into most parts of the palace.
Okay.
And you all are allowed to go where you would like. As the Signal Mother watches Koreal leave the balcony, she turns away and looks at the horizon of Jedha. She makes a quiet sigh and says to herself, "Everything happens for a reason, as the great algorithm demands it." And at that point, she pulls out her data pad and prepares to send a message to Marcion Rowe, the Eye of the Nihil. "Lord Marcion, they are here, as I predicted. You hold your end of the bargain, and we'll hold ours." Then she sends the message and looks back towards the sky. "Things are going to get very interesting now," she says, and then meditates, waiting for what is to come next. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to another edition of For Light and Dice. And by the way, as of the release of this episode, we're also celebrating our 2-year anniversary, which is super exciting. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our podcast and also leave a review. If you leave Spotify, you can leave comments. If you're on Apple, you can leave a review. If there are other podcast platforms that our podcast is distributed on, I'm sure they have one too. But also, most importantly, tell your friends about us, because we would definitely love for more people to join us on our 2-year-long odyssey. And we're just getting started, so I'm very excited about it. All the music you've heard in this episode is composed by Grushkov. Definitely check them out too. They're on Spotify, YouTube, and pretty much anywhere you can buy music. Definitely recommend. They've composed a ton of great music, inspired by Star Wars: The High Republic books, and I love their music. Definitely recommend. 10 out of 10. Also, if you look for us on social media, we're on the Twitter X platform under the For Light and Dice handle. Even if you don't use Twitter, X, whatever it's called, you can go there and find a link on our profile that will lead to our Discord. And in our Discord, which is free for everybody to access, you can hang out with some of our coolest listeners, as well as the entire cast. We're all there. And yeah, that's it. Thank you once again for listening to our show, and may the Force be with you.